All right, let's get right into it. We're breaking down a fantastic guide called How to Speak English Fluently by M.K. Devidasan. And listen, this isn't about memorizing a bunch of boring grammar rules. Nope, this is a real-world roadmap for anyone out there who just wants to speak with confidence and, stop hesitating.
You know that feeling, right? You've got the perfect idea in your head, it's brilliant, but the second you open your mouth to say it in English, poof, it's gone. Your mind just goes completely blank. It is so frustrating, and it's the exact problem we are going to tackle today.
So, the first big idea from the book, and this is a real game changer, is that fluency is not some magic talent you're born with. It's a skill, just like learning to cook or ride a bike. And what does that mean? It means anyone, literally anyone, can build it. And this is such a crucial mindset shift. See, we get stuck thinking fluency is a talent. We think we need to have perfect grammar, that it's this rare thing. But the author says, no, forget that. Think of it as a skill. It's all about practice, being consistent, and just building it piece by piece. The goal is communication, not perfection. Okay, so that leads us to the next big hurdle. You know why we often pause and hesitate? It's because we're doing these crazy mental gymnastics. We're thinking in our native language and then desperately trying to translate it in real time. The solution? You gotta stop translating and start thinking directly in English. And here's how you can actually start doing that, like today. It's super simple. Just look around you right now. Laptop, mug, window. Then form a little sentence in your head. My mug is on the table. As you get used to that, try using English for your inner voice. That little narrator in your head. It feels a little weird at first, for sure, but it literally rewires your brain to be faster and more natural. All right, so we're working on thinking in English, great. But you also need a constant flow of new material coming in. That's where this idea of the immersion habit comes into play. The book argues that just passively absorbing English by listening and reading is just as important as actively studying. I mean, think about it. How do little kids learn to talk? They just listen for years. We can totally use that same trick. Putting on an English podcast while you're driving, watching a show, it helps you soak up the rhythm and the natural flow of the language. And a great little tip, try repeating some of the phrases you hear out loud. It's like building muscle memory for your mouth. And hey, the same thing goes for reading. This is such a fantastic, low-pressure way to expand your vocabulary. You don't have to pick up some super complex classic novel. Just read stuff you enjoy. Short stories, news articles, whatever. You start seeing new words in context, and before you know it, those words just start showing up when you speak. It's kind of magical. Okay, we've talked about thinking in English and absorbing the language. But now we get to the most important part, and honestly, the scariest part for a lot of us. You have to actually, start speaking. And there it is. The author just hits the nail on the head. It's usually not that we don't know the words. It's that we're terrified of making a mistake, of sounding silly, of someone judging us. That fear, that is the number one wall standing between you and fluency. So fear is the main enemy. The big question is, how do you beat it? Well, you need to find a place where you can practice where the stakes are super low. A place where making mistakes isn't just okay, it's actually part of the process. So where are these places? The book calls these safe zones. I love that. You can practice with friends who get it, talk with supportive colleagues, or, and I know this sounds a little weird, but it works, just talk to yourself in the mirror. You can also find tons of conversation partners online. The point is to just get the reps in every single day. Fluency is built by doing, not just by studying. All right, this brings us to the final, and maybe the most powerful piece of the puzzle, your environment. Because you can do all the practice in the world, but if your daily life is 100% in your native language, you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle. The real key is to create your own little English world. And look how easy this can be. Switch your phone's language to English. Follow some interesting English-speaking creators on social media. Start writing your grocery list or your to-do list in English. Each one of these is a tiny little step, but when you put them all together, they make English a normal, everyday part of your life. And really, that's the big takeaway from all of this. Being fluent in English isn't like passing a test in school. It's about integrating a tool into your actual life. It's about building small, daily habits that create an environment where fluency doesn't just feel possible, it feels inevitable. So that leaves us with one last question. And this isn't about some grand plan for next year. This is about right now.
Based on everything we just talked about, what's one simple, tiny thing you can switch to English today? Your phone's language? Your notes app? Your next tweet? The whole journey really does start with that one small decision.